Hey guys, Rise here, bringing you another StarCraft 2 commentary. By another, I mean the first in like forever, because, it's only been 9 months or maybe longer at this point since my last game. A couple of things to mention real quick. I am sick. I've had a cold for like the past week and a half, so I might sound like crap. I apologize for that. I might blow my nose. I apologize for that. And I might sneeze. I apologize for that. And I might cough. I apologize for that. So without further ado, let's get things rolling as the game is not slowing down for us. And we're going to start off with a game between roxkisBratOK versus aTnDarkforce. And they're going to be playing on Shakuras Plateau. Or, as I like to refer to it, as Shakuras Boobs, because that's what I think of when I hear the name. They're going to be starting off in pretty close positions. We've got the Zerg player at the top right, and we've got the Terran at the top left. And really, this is a fairly big map, so typically you don't, well, I don't know. I'm going to say things during this game that may not be true just because I haven't played in a long time and I'm less familiar with the current map pool than what I was when I was doing commentaries all the time. However, I'll give you the best information that I possibly can. My gut feeling is you probably don't see too many rushes in this map because of the distance. I think that the Terran will have plenty of time to get up whatever defenses he would want against pretty much any Zerg play here, with the exception of maybe a blind 6 pool. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen in this game anyway, so let's not worry about that. So the Zerg player here, he is going to be in blue, which is a favorite color of mine, so I'm going to be rooting for the blue player. And BratOK, he's a famous Terran player who was around during the Brood War games, of course. The Brood War games. That was a long time ago at this point, wasn't it? A solid year, I guess. Actually, yeah, definitely, because I remember playing the beta for StarCraft 2 in March, and I'm sure all these guys were playing it at the same time. So, certainly at this point, I guess it's worth noting that this is like pretty much the 1 year anniversary-ish since I started doing StarCraft 2 stuff, which is kind of cool now that I think about it. Of course, it has been a long time, like I was talking about before, since I've last done a StarCraft 2 commentary. And it's actually been a long time since I've played the game, but I've been having a lot of fun watching again. I've been watching some streams, some other casters, seeing how they're enjoying, seeing how the game has changed since I started doing it. And it looks like the answer is it's changed quite a bit. But at the same time, not that much, if that makes any sense. It doesn't to me, but who cares? Anyway, let's get back to the actual match at hand. It looks like BratOK is going to start off with barracks into factory build over here. He's got his first gas up. He's already got his orbital and using the initial energy for the mule, as is pretty common. He's got his scouting SCV here, which isn't going to last very long on the creep versus these Zerglings. And it looks like BratOK is going to get chased out by Darkforce and may even get taken down with only a couple of shots left on that SCV. Yeah, 1 shot to go. Is the Zergling going to get it? Excitement is building. And, yeah, he gets it. And he's going to lose both the Zerglings, though, so it's probably not... Well, it's probably still worth it. It probably doesn't matter because they're both worth 50 minerals. So we get a Spine Crawler up for Darkforce. Going to try to defend his natural expansion over here. He's got his Queen up, crapping out a little creep tumor. Putting some cancer out on the map, spreading it across. We'll see how that handles, how that helps him out, getting some speed for his Zerglings over here. Actually, yeah, I actually didn't mean to say that. I meant to say the creep was giving him speed, but it looks like he is going to get speed as well. Anyway, Darkforce over here going to keep spawning some larvae, and we've got a little bit of a push going on from the Terran player. He's going to go ease in to see what's going on. He's going to see that Spine Crawler, though, and realize that he's going to have to back off, especially with these 6-lings and the Queen over here. It's going to be pretty well defended. Basically, this arc over here is going to push any Terran units around the base over here, and as you get into the base between the gas and the base and into the minerals and the miners, things start getting tight and you start getting clogged up. So it's not a good idea for the Terran player to rush in there to try to get a couple of kills, because he'll lose that entire force, and then it would actually put Darkforce in a pretty strong position. Anyway, Lair going down for Darkforce, and it looks like he's going to continue up his tech tree a little bit. And if we go check out BratOK, he's got his starport up, he's got a new command center going down, and a tech lab for that factory. However, he could switch it for that starport if he wanted to make, I don't know, Banshees, Raven, whatever he wants to do. But it looks like that's not going to be the case, as he's going to start building some tanks. So, BratOK seemed to be in a pretty solid position here. It looks like that Overlord is going to scout the fact that BratOK is making a command center. I wonder if I should call him BratOK. Maybe that's a better way to do it. Big drop coming in here. In the meantime, Medevac dropping a whole bunch of units in. They're going to be able to take out some of these Lings with all these Hellions, but they are getting a nice surround on those those Marines, so they're actually going to go down. And by down, I mean up, because the Medevac's going to pick them up in time without losing too many forces there. So a little bit of harassment damage, not too bad. Pretty even on both sides, though. A couple of Lings lost. I mean, if we go to the units lost tab, I don't remember what it is. There we go. It looks like Blue has lost a ton more units, but it wasn't miners, which is the important thing here. So that drop could have done a lot more damage. However, it didn't. So right now, Darkforce still in a pretty good position. And it looks like this is just going to turn into a little bit of a macro game for a while these players get their bases up and running in full. BratOK getting another command center, so lifting off the first for his natural expansion over here. And the second, I'm assuming he's going to drop back either here or perhaps here, since the rocks are still up, but this would become harder to defend, obviously, than this position, where you basically, this position, there are rocks here, but he's going to be able to protect, at least early on, through this choke point over here. Maybe back a little bit, maybe closer to this area right here to defend both bases, which is kind of nice. So this base would be protected, and this base pretty easily with just some forces over here. And since he's got tanks, he's going to have a really nice range for that. And you can see he's got one back here. Look how far out that range goes. Protects that entire ramp and a good portion of this choke over here. So the Zerg player, he's not going to be able to push in too much without maybe some air or other attacking units that can go around land. But Darkforce is going to start taking down these rocks over here. Now, something to note is this is actually very important to do as a Zerg player, because from what I've seen typically on this map, and maybe I'm just repeating what someone else told me, but what I've seen on this map is that the Terran player can easily push back here when these positions are as close as they are. So you have to be proactive, and you have to get rid of those pimples before they actually occur. Cleanse your skin a little bit, get rid of those blackheads, and stop the Terran player from setting up camp over here, because once the Terran player makes his way over to here, it's very, very difficult for, as a Zerg player, to come down this ramp and to stop that without, like, Brutalers, you know? So you want to really, really get ahead of that before it happens. And it looks like Darkforce doing a pretty good job. 11 minutes into the game, realizes that, hey, got to start defending this area, because the Terran player is going to have a lot of metal capable of taking down these rocks. So I got to be careful of that. It looks like we got a couple of mute out on the field trying to harass a little bit, taking down a missile turret, but not going to actually make it in time as reinforcements come to stop that. And BratOK even going to repair that turret a little bit, which is good. On the supply field, looks like we're at 83 to 103. Zerg player in a comfortable spot. Not ahead by any means, but keeping ahead as necessary to be above or equal to the Terran player's forces. And it looks like at this point that extra command center is still only being used for mules, not moving out quite yet. And I like that tactic. I like the fact that he keeps it for production of SCVs inside his base to maximize these mineral fields before trying to move out. And then probably with the timing of this emptying out or starting to get empty, he'll start to move this over to here. I'm going to have to drink a lot of water during this game, just so you guys know. Otherwise, I'll probably lose my voice. Some Muta coming in. It looks like they're going to get a free, well, not free tank kill. It looks like they're going to lose a Mutalis in the process of taking out a siege tank to these Thors with their crazy splash damage. Missiles that do way too much damage to air units with a crazy range. Craziness. Crazy. Anyway, Darkforce, he's morphed some Banelings at this point, and I guess he's going to try to go for a little bit of a bust on the front door over here, but with all those Thors, those Banelings are not going to do too much damage. Hellions coming in for some harassment over here. Oh! Toasting up some drones. It looks like he's making some drone jerky, and now not really focusing on the right unit, starting to attack the Queen. I'd like to have seen him continue to attack these drones, but it looks like he's going to get almost all of them anyway. All but 3 or 4. Not bad. So Darkforce taking a pretty big economic hit over there. Harvesters. What is the button for that? income, probably. Yep. So, yeah, Terran player at this point, BratOK, he's ahead by about 6 harvesters, but looks like Darkforce has remade them very quickly, or at least sent some from his other bases down to the affected area. And there we go, you can see he actually took some damage up here at some point too, and because I'm a newbie, I was not able to keep up with what was going on, and we missed it. But, so yeah, it looks like he missed some harassment up here on the drone line, which again, that's exactly what the Terran player wants to be doing, taking out those drones, doing as much damage as he can, as he builds up his own economy, and strengthens his forces. So, as we watch some stuff sitting back here for a little bit, I don't know, maybe it's time to go for some tangents and some off topics. No, there's still stuff to talk about, actually. Never mind. We'll hold off on that. Darkforce is currently expanding to the bottom right at this point. He's on 4 bases versus the 3 of the Terran, which means they're pretty much equal at this point. They want to stay... a Zerg player wants to stay about 1 ahead. And, oh, Mutas! A couple of them getting taken out against these Marines, but a ton of Ling's going to come in and clear out those Marines before they can do any more damage. And Darkforce doing a pretty good job of patrolling the map. BratOK, in the meantime, has set up shop here in the middle of the map in that location I was talking about that helps to defend both of those locations. And with this turret right here and here and here, that's pretty solid turret placement, actually. I like that. If you look, there's no good place for air to go. This whole area is blocked off, including up along this side as he continues to create this wall of air defense. And that's going to keep this base pretty well defended for a while. And these mutas, we're going to see them try to go in. They're going to take out one of the further, more exposed turrets and get some damage off on these refineries. But in general, there's a pretty solid wall of defense here. Sorry about that. And that's actually all BratOK needed to do with that one turret. Because he bought enough time for these Thors to make their way over to push back those mutas before they could do any more damage. And one turret going down and damaging these mutas is not really a bad trade-off, really, when you think about it. It did exactly what it needed to do, which was delay them from getting any economic harassment off. So, yeah, not too much going on here. Jeez, I'm sick. Leave me alone. Damn it. I'm starting to get stuffed up as I do more and more. Hey, what happened? What button did I hit? There we go. Sorry about that. I hit the health bar button at one point, and obviously that was bad because it clutters up your screen heavily. Look at that. It's like all these green dots all over the place. Unnecessary. Unnecessary. I'll turn them back off. There we go. Anyway, it looks like the Zerg player trying to get his unit count up some more. Starting to see some infestors out on the field. I love infestors. In fact, I love pretty much every unit that can do magical stuff, like unicorns, and shoot rainbows out of their ass. You guys ever play that Unicorn with Flash game? It's on AdultSwim.com has it. I think it was Adult Swim. And basically it's a unicorn game where you, like, shoot rainbows out of your ass, and you fly across a board in a side-scroll game really quickly, and that's about the extent of the game. But it's amazingly fun, and I recommend you try it. It's definitely a good time waster for about, I don't know, 5.5 minutes. Anyway, looks like that wall was broken down, and a lot of Lings coming in here. They're going to try to take down some tanks, but there are way too many forces. BratOK more than ready to deal with this. They get taken out in a heartbeat, not even taking out a siege tank, and it looks like that's not going to work for them, for Darkforce, doing much more damage than that. And now, BratOK, like we were talking about earlier, starting to move across that backfield, and he's going to start putting some pressure on up here. And while he's pretty safe down here at this point when his base is being defended, and not defended, but built up, he's got to defend up here, otherwise he will lose quite a bit. But, the siege tanks, they siege up way too soon, and these mutas are able to take out a significant number of them before being forced back by the Thors. Now we got Broodlords out on the field. How did I miss that? I don't know. The Broodlords and the Muta with the magic boxing over here are going to help take this these Thors out, these siege tanks, and these Hellions right quick. And now BratOK actually in a little bit of a tough spot. He's going to be in trouble here as Darkforce is going to be able to push in with these Broodlords, and he's basically going to be able to start affecting this area and this area heavily as his Broodlords will outrange those turrets. So really, BratOK in a tough spot. He's going to have to figure out a better way of defending against all these units. And oh my goodness, I just heard a Nidus somewhere. The Nidus is down here, or at least one of them. Oh, the Nidus is over here. What is wrong with me? And nobody's noticing it. He's not sending units in. He's not having the Nidus taken out. What is going on? Nobody can see what's going on because there's too much action over here at this area as we have Broodlords and Lings attacking the base. And I think we have 2 Niduses out on the field now. BratOK not aware of any of them. Lings flying into this one, though. I'm not sure. They're all loaded up. I'm not sure where they're going to go. It looks like he's about to land this command center. That would be great timing down here. But no, he's going to outload it over here against Hellions and Ghosts. This is not going to work out well. He's just going to lose all of those Lings instantaneously. And the same thing with that Nidus Canal. However, these Broodlords are forcing this base back, and he might take out the Nexus. The Nexus is floating. He's going to take out the Orbital Command Center with Muta, and it does go down. It explodes in the middle of the air. And, that is unfortunate. However, he does manage to defend this very easily, but this Nidus Canal is still up and running, and I don't know, BratOK's got to see that creep. Yeah, he sees it very clearly. He's got Hellions over there. They're into position, so this Nidus not going to do anything either. Planetary Fortress is up, and he's going to take that out as he toasts that one up like a shish kebab. Although, I suppose you don't toast shish kebabs. I suppose it's more like grilling. That would probably be more accurate. And he's not going to end here. He's going to go in with another Nidus worm right in this hidden area. But I believe BratOK will hear it. Let's see. Yep. Well, I think so. I think you hear it. I forget. All right, leave me alone. But he does have a planetary fortress at both of these locations. So regardless of what gets sent through this Nidus Canal, or I suppose they're not Nidus Canals anymore. Hold on a sec. Can't talk. Yeah, he's going to take it out real quick. Oh, but Banelings are coming out! He was taking it out with SCVs. Yes, it's a Nidus Worm, not a Nidus Canal. That is an old term. Those Banelings not going to get very far against this planetary fortress, and it looks like BratOK once again going to send this crazy Hellion force over here to destroy this Nidus Canal at some point. He's going to take his sweet ass time, I guess. There we go. Once again, roasting the Nidus Worm like a shish kebab. How about roasting? Roasting will work, right? Although roasting is something that you do slowly. So how about flame broiling? That's probably a more accurate cooking analogy or metaphor for what he's doing. An analogy is a comparing two things using like or as. A metaphor is comparing two things not using like or as. Deep, isn't it? I remember my English 11th grade English lessons. Maybe it was like 9th grade, whatever. That was a long time ago. Anyway, Darkforce, he's up at the max over here with his army composition at 200 and in the red after losing a Overlord or two somewhere on the map. And BratOK is now, oh my goodness, he is now out with a heavy ghost force, probably to deal with those Broodlords, to use Snipe. Because, you know, Snipe is amazing. And it only costs 25 magic out of 200. So you got 15, I guess, ghosts over here, able to do 8 snipes. And there we go, taking out one of them right quick. Taking out another one right quick. And look at all the purple still, plenty. But it looks like we have a parasite going on over here. I'm not sure what that was all about. He didn't do anything with it. And BratOK in a pretty good position here, actually, with the ghosts and the Thors over here, going to be able to defend pretty well. It looks like we got some more. Oh, he EMPs himself! Wow! Oh my God! He used the parasite to EMP himself with all but the one. Oh my god. Genius. Look at that. No energy. He can't snipe anymore. Except for that guy. That's crazy. That's craziness. That was genius. Now the Broodlords are going to be able to come back over here and do quite a bit of damage, but the one that does have snipe is going to be able to take all of these out pretty quick. But oh! The second wave comes, and he is going to force BratOK back like the wind. Like the wind pushing you back on a windy day. Like a Dyson air knife. Blowing the water droplets off your hand after you have peed and washed them. Because hopefully you're the type of guy who likes to wash his hands after he goes to the bathroom. If not, you're a dirty, dirty person. I remember I was driving back from Ohio to New York to visit my family, and I go to one of those rest stops, and there's a kid who gets out of the car, and he walks into the rest stop barefoot. He goes in barefoot. Come on, you know how much splatter's in there? That's disgusting. Anyway, we got Broodlords going over here.